All right. All right. All right, so here's the ledge system. We can basically go to the ledges, do the corners. Sometimes I have this bug, as you can see. If you detach while the animation is still running, the character floats a little bit in the air, but that's an easy fix for later. So basically what you can do here on the system is go to the ledges. We also have the freehang animations. As you can see, everything works. I'm not sure if the corners on the freehang are working well. Yeah, it is. I think it is. Yeah, I think everything is working. Let me try on the without freehanging. As you can see, the character goes a little bit too much, like an overshoot happens when you play this animation, but I think it's just the animation itself. It's still work in progress, that fix. But overall, I think it looks great. We can also do inner corners. So if you go in this corner right here, you can also do that. Works great. So this is inner corners. And this is outer corners. Let me just show you. As you can see, this is outer corners. And we can also do leaps. So as you can see, you can do a 180 leap. So you can jump into ledges like this. It has to be... I'm not sure why it's not working now. Let's see. There you go. I'm gonna have to check it out in the code itself. I'll just debug this real quick. Hello Morningstar. Today's live stream is different. We're going to walk through the ledge system a little bit. No, that's not the actual tutorial for it. It's because I'm still refining the code. There's still things to do, like going up ledges, like going up, climbing up obstacles, and some little refinements that I'm going to do later, but it's not going to take that long. This looks like it's working really well. Yeah, it is. So as you can see, the hands, there's a little detail when the character attaches. So as you can see, the hands move but that's because of the retarget of the animations. Usually this animation pack in here comes with the, I think the UE4 animations, as the animation pack owner said, it looks better for the UE4 animations. As you can see, if you take a look at the original animations, which by original I mean these animations were done specifically for this skeleton, so it looks better on this skeleton. So as you can see, the hands, they are very static. They look very static in the animation, but that's because of the animation was made for this specific UE4 character. And now when I do retarget the animations for the UFN, it looks, the hands, they look shaky, but that's okay. I plan to do a separate version only using the UE4 animation, so don't worry. So you can choose which, you know, depending on which skeleton you have. I think most, if you're planning to buy a skeletal mesh from the marketplace, and I think most of these skeletal meshes are rigged to the UE4, so that's a good thing. And so that's why I plan to make a specific separate version utilizing only the UE4 mannequin skeletal mesh. Do you have a release date? The release date is going to be maybe Thursday. Wednesday. Yeah, maybe Wednesday. Wednesday should be released. Should be released. No. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do it by steps because there's a lot of things to do in here. So what I plan to do is firstly release the premium version, which is basically this project, the whole project right here with all the animations. The animation you're gonna have to buy with that specific pack. Let me see which specific pack that is. This one. So I'm pasting on the chat the specific pack that I'm using. So this system requires this pack. Yeah, let me just do a separate graph so that everyone doesn't get confused. So read this info. For using this system, buy this pack. Do you mean a separate tutorial for the UE4 mannequin? I think it's not going to require a tutorial for the separate system of the UE4 mannequin. I think it's just a code overview. It's going to do the job, right? So if we're using the system, you're gonna have to buy this pack. Now, what I plan to release is the first release is going to be the premium version of this project. Just one release of the premium version, and then release of the standard lighter version of this project. And the reason why, you guys know, is because it's too much for me to do, and I want to also separate the tires. So the premium tire is going to get the most out of this project, and the standard is going to have a lighter version, which is great for people who are just starting on the engine. I think it makes a lot of sense. So release of the standard lighter version of this project. So and then I'm going to release the document I'm not going to release the document of the premium version right away. I'm going to wait for the standard lighter version of the project. And the reason why is because maybe in the process of documenting the code, I might find a easier way to do things. So to not waste a job, to not waste time, I'm going to just make the standard version. If I find that there is something to do in the project, in the premium project first, I'm going to fix that first, and then make the document later so that I can have a total idea and document the most updated version of the project. So release of the document, and then finally, after releasing the document, we're going to release the standard version tutorial. I think that makes sense. Now for releasing the premium version, maybe today it's going to, maybe tomorrow it's going to be finished. I'm not sure. So 9, I'm going to put set a time like 9/2025. 9/25/2025, and this is going to be 12/25. Yeah, the document is going to be huge, I think. Let me see. Maybe not. The width of the document is going to be 15. And then the tutorial, the actual tutorial, is going to be released probably in 17, like 2 days to do something. All right, so I'm gonna explain and walk you guys through the code, the system a little bit, how you can use the system. I'm not gonna have that much time right now to explain the whole code. Maybe we can do it by parts. Maybe this is going to be the first part, and then we're going to launch a second stream tomorrow to talk about the rest of the code. But I'm going to walk you guys through how you can utilize the system here when it's really done, when you grab the system. All right. So now this is going to be just a video to just preview of how you can use the system. All right, so the system here, we use tags and lead stripes. So what you're gonna do, let me see how I can, I can start explaining, because there's a lot of things to explain and I have to organize my thoughts first. Let me see if I can find a building. Like climbable objects. I think it doesn't matter for now. I think maybe in the second stream, I can show you guys how you can import an object into here. But basically, you're gonna have a object that you want to make the ledge system to work, right? So this object could be any. So I'm going to basically but get a simple cube in here. So as you can see, this cube has collision. Let me just see if it has or not. Yes, it has collision. That's great. Now, we're going to have, let's suppose this is a building, right? And there is something like right over here, let's say. And there are obstacles here. This is going to take a little bit to prototype, but it's not going to take that long. And then you have something right here to scale, to climb. Then you have something like this. It doesn't matter which place you place it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned. The objects, they don't need to be. So that's what's good on the system right here. Yeah, maybe you have something like this to climb up, to go into ledges on your game. And what you're going to basically do now, let me just make my character to just be a little bit over here, closer, so that we can press on play. So as you can see, when you press on F, we have a capsule that is spawned on the character. And then you can, and this capsule is just used for detecting the ledges. All right. Now, what you're gonna do, as you can see, we have those little red stripes. I don't know how you can call them, but I call them lead stripes. They have a special collision setting, nothing much. Yeah, they have a special treatment just for the trace to detect them. So what you're going to basically do, well, all you basically have to know is the tags, mainly. If you search on the details panel here for tags, as you can see, you have the angle that the character is going to attach it to. As you can see, when you press F, the character detects that angle, and then and then the character is rotated to that specific rotation that you specify on the tag. So if you set it to be like 35 degrees, and then if you go to that specific angle, as you can see, the character is going to be on that angle, if that makes sense. So basically you can specify which angle the character is going to be on this tag. Now, this could be a very big job for level designers, but there is no, I haven't thought of a solution. I have thought of a solution, but it's not going to be that much performant if you have like a huge map, right? But this is the most optimized way that you can do things, is just by specifying the ledge angle. Because if you make every single actor, imagine like a lot of actors in here, like imagine every single ledge to be an actor. That could cause a lot of performance issues, especially if you have a huge map. If you're working with a huge map, every single ledge stripe that you place is an actor, and that could cause performance issues. But if you would make a actor instead of ledge stripe, you can try to do that and see if you have performance issues. I haven't tried that yet because I'm only focusing on the system right now. I don't worry about making a huge word map right now. So this is the best way you can find to make it performant, but it's going to be maybe a huge work for level designers, because they're going to have to place it in every single ledge that the character can possibly go to. But yeah, I think it works fine. Do you take advantage of the traversal system that's allowed inside of the game animation sample to create the system, or is the system completely self-made? Yeah, the system is completely self-made. I haven't taken a look at the, I think the ledge traversable that they made. They have like a spline. They work with splines. So as you can see, we have ledge 4, 3, 1. And then inside the code, you have the ledges. So as you can see, we have make map. And then we have I have no idea what that is. But basically, they are working with splines, but I'm not sure how the code is inside. I've just take a look at it once, and then I like to make everything on my own. I don't like to look at the other codes. I like to look at the other codes just to see which nodes they have used and why they have used, so that you can get an idea and knowledge to know how you can use that node specifically in your code. So that's the thing. So as I was explaining earlier, you're gonna have to pay attention to just two things when you click on the light stripe. It's the angle that the character is going to be at, all right? And I think this setup here is pretty solid. It's pretty much good. You don't need much more than that. Now, if you go to the collision settings, right? So here we have on the collision presets, you're going to choose custom. The collision enabled is going to be collision enabled. Object type is going to be ledge. You're going to ignore everything and just enable the trace responses for visibility. That's all you gotta do. So if you don't know how to do that ledge stripe yet, you're going to basically have just drag and drop a simple cube and just make it to look like a ledge stripe. Like something like this, you know. Yeah, something like this. And then you're going to color it differently. I've colored mine to be red, as you can see. How long have you been practicing UE5? I think it's been pretty much more than 3 years. I'm not sure. I don't remember. All right. So what you're going to basically do, you're going to click on this cube right here. And you're going to go to static mesh. We're just going to create a new material. So as you can see, you can click on to preview. Sometimes it glitches. I'm not sure why. All right, so you're going to go to this folder right here where it says level prototype materials. This is on the gas, by the way, so you need to have the gas project. So you're going to just basically copy paste, duplicate this, just Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, this one right here. You can click on this one and go to the grid properties, color properties. This is not a material tutorial, just to show you guys how you can customize your light stripe. Surface color, you're going to choose any color that you find attractive to highlight it. So you're just going to drag and drop into the ledge, and no secret. Now all you gotta do to make that ledge, let me just place that ledge to be in here so that we can. I've made a separate color because it's easier to identify which color is from the tutorial. So if you find the yellow color, is because it's from the tutorial, the mini demonstration that we're making here. So here in the tag, you're going to make sure that it's selected in here. So in the tags, you're going to type 0. That's the angle that the character is going to be at in this ledge right here. So make sure that the distance is make sure that the distance is more or less in here. So make sure that you have this gap, because sometimes the hands of the character glitches. Not glitches, but the hands of the character on the right hand or in the left hand, it gets to be floating. So make sure that you have this amount of gap in here. And this applies to all the ledges that you apply. So if you make a ledge in here, make sure that you have the gap. So yeah, don't worry about this now. You're going to figure out once you practice a little bit with this project here. All right, so we're going to go to the collision settings, because right now, if you just play, as you can see, we have that lead stripe appearing there. So, but if you press on F, let me just make I think this is too much on the ground. Let me just place this a little bit up. A little bit up. So if you press on F, as you can see, it's not detecting. It's because I've made a collision preset in here. So if you go to default, type collision in here on the search bar, go to the collision presets. Here it's default selected to the default, but you're going to choose custom. And for the object type, you're going to choose ledge. The collision enable is going to be collision. Yeah, this ledge stripe is just used for the trace detection. Only the trace is going to, it's only placed on the map just for the trace to detect it. So we can use query only, no physics collision, because we don't need physics collision. We just need the trace to detect it. All right, so for the collision responses, as you can see, it's blocking all the things. I don't want that. I want to just ignore everything and only enable the visibility for the trace, so that it can detect, the ledge. But here for the collision enable, it doesn't matter if you choose, collision enabled or query only. But I think it's like the best option here is the query only. Let me just see if in the red one it is the same. Collision enable, yeah. Collision enable also works, but it doesn't make sense to enable the collision for this one. All right, so play. So as you can see now, the character can attach to that ledge. Now if I place this, so I think currently there is no such good ledge system available. Maybe from Jacobs, but I'm not sure. I think I took a look at the I think I took a look at the Jacobs project. It's so much advanced. I couldn't know what was going on in the code. But the ledge system for Jacob, it's very good as well. All right, let me just place this block over here. Now, if you want to have, let's say I want to just attach it to this one as well. As you can see, let me just place it over here. Press play. And as you can see right here, the legs, they are like touching. We don't want the touching thing. So we just add a new tag and say freehang. And then press on play, and now the character is going to be freehanging. Right. Now if you want to do cornering, you're just going to basically duplicate your self-made ledge stripe. You're going to rotate it. Pay attention when you rotate. If you have the snapping things in here, as you can see, I can choose to have a snapping rotation to be on. But it's up to you to choose. I prefer to have it so that you can just click on here so that you can have a precise rotation. Or you can also rotate it from here. So let's say right -90 degrees so that the ledge stripe can fit perfectly. Let's consider that gap that we talked before in here, so we can place it right over here. All right. I think I should charge more for the system here. This is good. The system here is very complete. All right, guys. Back to the tags. And here we don't write freehang because we don't have a freehang. You know, the legs are not going to be free like it is when in here. The only thing you just have to change is the tag name, as you can see, the tag number actually. So as you can see, the rotation is at -90 for the z-axis. I think this is the z-axis rotation. So you're going to go to the tag and just write -90 as it is right there. So as you can see, the character is now going to rotate perfectly to that ledge when you attach to it. All right. Now, if you want to do cornering, basically all you gotta do is just go to the right, press D. As you can see, the hands are floating a little bit on the left. You can also customize how the character is going to, how much to the left or right the character can go when you do cornering. You can also edit that in the code. I think it's right over here. Let me just show you guys so that you guys don't get confused later. I think I should make a really huge document for this, but it's going to be for later. Where is the code? There's so much code that I don't know. I get lost easily. All right. So on the actor transform event, so as you can see, you have the corner target transform. Did you say that YouTube tutorial is coming on Thursday? This is going to be on Patreon. Patreon. On Google Docs. Release of the standard version tutorial video on this day, 17. Yeah, it's going to take a while, guys, because you know maybe it's going to take less time because I'm not sure how it's going to go. But it's going to be, wait, I think. What dates are here? I'm confused. I changed the I confused the date. Here's 9/25 and here's 12/25. Hold on. So it's done with the custom ledge and tags. Yeah, basically that's all you need. And let me open up my calendar so that I can see which. I don't have that many months. Me neither. It's because I use a different, like in my country, I live in Brazil, and we use the format of date is like this. So we have day, and then we have months, and then we have years, right? But for in the American style, for the calendar, it's months first. It's months first, and then days, and then years. So I got confused a little bit there. But in my country is days and months. The format. Wait. This is... Yeah, this is 8. This is 8. This is 9. So, sorry to ask again, I'm a little slow today. Is the YouTube tutorial coming out in September, October, or December? I'm lost. No, it's because it's hold on. It's because I confused the dates in here, because in my country it is like the dates are wrong, so I'm a little bit confused. Hold on. So the release of the premium version of this project on Patreon is going to be on 26, tomorrow. The release of the standard lighter version of this project on Patreon is going to be on 27. The release of the document, the standard lighter version, is going to be 20, 29. And the tutorial video we could do 1st September. So September, let me just do this, October. No, that's going to be a lot easier for you guys to understand. October. There we go. Now, is that clear for you guys? Oh yeah. Wait. My bad. I'm a I'm a little slow today, guys. My bad. October. September. What? August. Wait, it's August. Wait, what? Are we in August or September? I'm confused as well. Okay, August. I'm also confused. Which day is it? Which month are we right now? We are in August. So it is August, and then September. Hold on. Yeah, August and then September. All right, there we go. Let me know if this is alright right now. So the release of the premium version of this project on Patreon is going to be available tomorrow on August 26. Today is 25 August. Tomorrow is going to be 26. The release of the standard version, the lighter version of this project on Patreon is going to be on August 27. So the day after tomorrow. And then, wait, this is going to be August as well. At the release of the document of the standard lighter version. And then we have the release of the standard version tutorial video. September 1, and then September 5, we release the document. So the release of the standard version tutorial video is going to be on September. And then maybe I'm going to have to make not a tutorial, but a code overview. I think it's great for the premium members. So premium tutorial, not tutorial, but demo of what's inside the code, video. And then the date is going to be September 7. And let me just update this real quick. Delete. There you go. All right, so if you want to do corner, remember the space. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue later to do this demo, but essentially for the corners, you don't need to do anything, just do this. I was going to show how you can basically set how much to the left or right the character is going to be when he performs the corner animation. So here you have the left and right vector. So as you can see here, you can use, usually I think this value is set somewhere else, but usually here you can set how much to the left or right the character is going to go. So let's say 60. Let's see what this does. Yeah, too much. Let's say 3. As you can see, the character goes too much to the right. So here you can, usually this value is set somewhere else, but don't worry, you're going to go through, we're going to make a more in-depth code walkthrough later. Can you jump off the ledge at any time? No, you can only jump off the ledge once the animation is finished. So that's why you have this bug. Sometimes when you go to the ledge and doesn't finish the animation, the character gets into that state of the root motion being worked on. But that's a easy fix that I'm going to be fixing later. It's just all you gotta do when we cancel is just to ignore the root motion. Let me just see if I can do that right now. Let me just see if I can do that. I can just get the anim instance. Let me see if we can fix that bug on live. Hello, True Attack OG. What's up? Get anim instance. And then we can set the root motion mode. And then we can set to ignore the root motion. But of course, we're gonna have to make this attach code. This is the detach code. So we can just ignore the root motion, and then yeah, ignore root motion, or no root motion extraction. I think this works. I'm gonna have to study a little bit as well. I'm well, thank you. Yourself? I'm doing very good. So we can do ignore root motion, but I'm not sure if that's gonna affect the motion matching. Maybe no root motion extraction. As you can see, if you hover over it, it says leave root motion in animation. Maybe that does the job, and that doesn't affect the root motion, the motion matching root motion, because the motion matching uses root motion. But if this is the attach code, we can leave it as when we attach, we make sure that the root motion from montages only is set to be here. Is set to be that value. Yeah, there's no... Let me try ignore root motion. Let me see if that's the case. I think it's because as well the timelines are in execution. So maybe it's because of that. Let me just see if any timeline is being executed at that moment. If you don't get to fix this issue now, we don't need to be worried about it right now. All right, so so let's do that in slow motion, and then boop. So as you can see, the timeline is still in execution. I don't like that. Just cancel. We need to cancel that. Stop that timeline basically. So we can make it stop timeline event. Let me just. Now I'm curious. We can make it a custom event and then stop, let's say stop all timelines, all the transform timelines of ledge navigation event. There we go. Now, whenever the character detaches, let's go back to that. There is so many code in here. All right, go to where the F starts. As you can see, I think we don't need this. Let's just call that function, that event in this case. And then we can, every time when we detach, we make sure to stop all the timelines. All right. So yeah, we still have to. Let's just force this sequence. Just force. Oh yeah, this is for playing from start. Oh, okay, I'm dumb. We just have to move this this one over here to here. All right. There we go. All right. Now that's much nicer. Thanks for the tip. There we go. So the issue that we've just fixed in here is that actually it's not an issue. It's more like ability so that the character can jump off. Actually not jump off, just like leave the state of the ledge when you press F while the character is navigating on the ledge. So you can press F to detach from the ledge while the character is navigating on the ledge. I think that makes sense. I think that's the what he asked for. Jump off means like jump off from another ledge. I'm not sure. Right now the code is low. As you can see, if you go to the right or left, the code is currently slow. The character slowly goes to the ledge. In the future, I want to make it so that it's much more like the navigation of the ledge are much more faster than it is right now, because right now it's slow. I think it's slow. Like the animations are not slow. Maybe the play rate of the animations are too much high. and the navigation on the ledge is low, and I want to make it as responsible as responsive as possible. True Attack OG said, how are you finding gasps to work with? Really seem to know your way around it. I started my Laria project yesterday and having fun using that currently. Just the animation is nowhere near as good. It's really good. Like once you pick up the things that you have to do, like managing the rotations, especially the rotations, they are pretty. You need to handle the rotation rate, for example. So as you can see, if you click on play in here, as you can see, this code is executed. So just pay attention to that. Just know that this exists, because sometimes the rotation rate could be the cause of why you're having bugs, why you're having issues on your code. But so far, it's great. My experience with Gasp is great. But I want to do a separate version for people who are just beginning, for people who are beginners on the Unreal Engine 5. Maybe it's better for them to learn. Make a separate version only using the UF4 skeletal mesh, and on a separate template project, because on Gasp, I think it's some people might not prefer Gasp because it's very complex to learn the light system. So I'm going to make a light system on a separate template that's much easier to understand. How much time do you spend on Unreal Engine daily? Like 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours a day. All right, guys. So I'm going to go now. I also want to add the ability for the character to just climb up. So as you can see, the character can navigate on the ledges, but he cannot climb up, as you can see, from this ledge to the other. So I'm going to also do that. Using the same animations from the pack, because if you use different animations, I think it's not going to look really good. Maybe, I'm not sure. All right, so I'm going to go now. See you guys later. I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'm going to make another live stream tomorrow, talking about, or maybe today, to talk about the whole code, which is going to take a while as well. So be tuned.